So this video is filmed on a 2-day road trip I took out to the Oregon coast about 2 weeks ago, and like the previous videos I had made from this trip, my time here in Oregon over the past couple months, I rented a car here in Eugene and then I drove out to the coast, which is not too far away from here. I think it's only about an hour and 15 minutes to get out to the coast from Eugene, so I drove out to the coast straight out to a town called Florence, and I drove north over the next 2 days all the way up to Cannon Beach. I thought I would maybe talk about a few of my favorite images that I took in this video. And this video was kind of filmed in almost 3 different sections. The first section of the video was the first day, which was when I drove all the way up the coast to Cannon Beach. I made a few stops on the way up. And then the second section was the next morning, my second day I was in Cannon Beach. And that's where Haystack Rock is there on the ocean. And I kind of walked the beach there in the town of Cannon Beach. It was very misty and foggy and very moody, atmospheric feeling. I love conditions like that to shoot in, probably because back home in Utah and Colorado I don't really get conditions like that very often to shoot in, so it's interesting to be able to shoot on a coastal environment like that. And the third section of the video was in Ecola State Park, which is just outside of Cannon Beach, the town. So the first one is, well, I haven't pulled up my phone here, this image here, which I'll put up on the screen so you guys can see it, is from Cannon Beach, and I actually did 2 shots from basically this composition, but the first one was of just the beach when the tide was actually way out, so you kind of see the tide further out. But the second one I like a lot more, which is kind of one of my favorites, is I shot the image again when the tide came up and fully kind of covered the beach. The seas were very rough that day, and yeah, it was just so dramatic and moody and just awesome feeling. And I really like how this image turned out. I ended up actually putting it in black and white, editing it in black and white, which I hardly ever edit my photos in black and white, but in this particular image I just feel like it fit the mood of the photo very well, so I tried it in black and white. I really enjoyed the edit, so that's why it's in black and white. And the second image is actually another one on Cannon Beach, shot from a very close to where the first one was taken, of Haystack Rock and some of those spires and pillars in the background. This was one of me walking across the beach, basically in front of Haystack Rock. I also took 2 images from this location, but I particularly like this one a lot more. The first one's kind of cool. I do enjoy it, but where I'm walking kind of blocks out one of the spires out on the ocean. So the second one, which is the one I really enjoy, I'm kind of a bit farther back and slightly closer to the camera, and I think that just makes for a nicer composition. It adds a bit more depth to the photo because you can fully see Haystack Rock and all the pillars around it. You can see me kind of walking across them, almost towards them in a way, and the ocean is just incredibly rough in the background, and I absolutely love how this photo turned out. This one is not in black and white like the last one. I ended up doing it color, but I kind of did a lot of muted tones and desaturated a little bit, so there's some color, but it's a lot more muted and desaturated. I don't really enjoy putting too much saturation in my images as much anymore. I feel like a couple of years ago I liked to add a lot of saturation to my photos, and my new editing approach is a lot more muted, and I just don't enjoy the saturation quite as much as I used to. And seeing as it is rainy season here in Eugene, it just started raining, so I'm going to try and wrap up this video quickly here. But yeah, let's get on to the third and final photo of this trip that I really enjoyed, which was from Ecola Beach State Park. This was on the Indian Beach Trail hike in Ecola Beach, and I shot this, well, pretty early section, the first viewpoint on that hike down to Indian Beach is when I shot this image, and it's kind of looking out over some of the rock formations, and there's actually an arch out in the ocean, one of the rock formations. That's where this one was shot. This is probably going to end up being my last video from my time here in Oregon. For those of you who do not know, I do not live here in Oregon. I actually live in Utah. I just came out here for a couple of months on a trip. I'd always wanted to explore Oregon a little bit, so I decided to spend a couple months out here this fall and early winter. So I will be leaving fairly soon. For the time you see this video, I'll be back in Utah about a week and a half later. So my time here is definitely wrapping up a little bit. I am looking forward to filming these video outros inside my house again. It takes some effort to find locations here in the city where I can shoot that are quiet. So I feel like every week I'm always walking around trying to find a spot where I can shoot these outros, so it'll be nice to be indoors again in my house where I can shoot these. So don't know what the next video will be. It'll probably be 2 or 3 weeks before I get another video out, but it will not be from Oregon. It will be from somewhere else, possibly back in Utah, but yeah, we'll see. So it'll be a couple weeks out one, but Thanks for watching my videos, not only this one or in all my Oregon videos, but any of my videos that you watched this year in 2023. And I will see you guys next month in January of 2024. Thank you for watching.